Plus, on top of it, you got the height. You know, that height works perfect. You just,
What's up, bro?
What's going on, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Tell me about your character.
So I'm not certain how much you know about Black Panther, but of course you got T'Challa. He's the king of Wakanda. Wasn't always the king. He ended up becoming king after his father was murdered. But I've been doing this whole character thing for like the last couple months. I usually talk in the West African accent in order to actually play my role. But yeah, so he's the king of Wakanda. He's actually also the king of the dead. He can actually raise the dead and have legions of the dead fight for him and whatnot. The suit's made of vibranium, not actually made of vibranium,
Right.
It's plastic. But yeah, so the nation of Wakanda is like the most technologically advanced nation that there is on planet Earth in the Marvel universe. So it's really cool playing this character. I love it a lot, especially with the new film coming. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your characters?
Well, my character is Bakugo from My Hero Academia.
Okay.
He's a character. Have you seen Dragon Ball Z?
Yes.
He's kind of like the new Vegeta. He's explosive, literally explosive. He's kind of like the anti-hero persona in the show. He's bad, but he's good. I started watching the show, and I relate to him a lot more. He's the most complex character in the show, in my view. So I just wanted to try it out, and I mean, I made this in one day. It's not legit right now, but you know, that's kind of why I fell in love with him. I want to take my time and fully do it on. So how have the comics and fandom influenced you?
They actually, the story arcs and the character motivations is what really affects me with like the heroes and stuff like that. Like the reasonings as to why they end up becoming heroes, and you know, them overcoming the challenges in order to be what they want to be and what they currently are is one of the things that affects me the most. So like for me, you know, I work doing the IT stuff, and I'm trying to do like charity work in my neighborhood and in my community. So it really gives me the drive and the passion to push forward and keep moving. Like regardless of how difficult anything is, I always know that the end goal is not impossible. It may be difficult, but it's definitely not impossible. And as long as I keep my mind towards that goal and keep pushing and keep on trying and bettering myself, then I'll always achieve it. How have comics impacted you?
Well, I never really read comics. I was more like kind of like a anime, manga type of guy.
Okay.
I love manga. I recently got into superheroes eventually, just because I want to see a costume, I want to make it, and then once I start working on the character, I start doing research, and that's when I get into the comics.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, I was never into the comics, but now that I'm grown and I become attached to someone that I want to do, I get attached to them through the comics, through the TV shows. For example, I did Power Rangers.
Yeah.
You know, when I was a little kid, I did the first season Power Rangers. I watched it every day, you know, every Saturday, but then I grew up and I stopped.
Okay.
And then when the movie came out, I did the Power Ranger, and then it was like, oh, Red Ranger this, and then I started doing research. I started following them on Instagram and all that, and I just came to love the character. And I see how much they put love into the character throughout the show and the community, that it has impacted me in a way that it makes me want to work harder in order for me to portray them in a better and cooler way that I can possibly do, you know?
Yeah.
So it has helped me push farther and as much as I can when it comes to making a character. How does your friends and family influence your cosplay?
So, my friends and family, they've actually given me some really good ideas for my next suit.
All
I
right.
wish they had given me the ideas for this suit before it was made. Like, for example, I learned that I didn't have a lot of mobility after this suit was made because it's made out of PLA plastic. So, like, I can't really bend. I can lean forward, I can crouch and things like that. Sitting down is very difficult. I just have to sit really slow.
Oh, God.
But they have given me some really good ideas for, like, even this one, if I decide to keep wearing the suit, I can split this in the seams and be able to actually maneuver around and have a lot more room. They've given me some really good ideas for the future, like as far as like how to add LEDs into my suit and things like that. And even like creating characters that don't exist in the Marvel, DC, or manga universe. So it's going to be interesting to see how things go in the future as I continue to cosplay and make more suits and start doing my own designs.
Cool. That's awesome.
How has your family affected your cosplay?
My wife is my best friend when it comes to cosplay and my best critic. Sometimes I hate her, but sometimes I love her, you know? Because I want to do some things a certain way, and she's like, you're going to look stupid. I start working on it, and then eventually when I come to a point when I'm like, it's not working, you know? And then I don't want to tell her I'm going to change my mind, because I know I'm going to hear it, I told you, you know? But my wife is like kind of like my friend when it comes to cosplay, because she has a different way of thinking of how to do things, like mobility and all this stuff. I like to do things as accurate and close as possible when it comes to doing some stuff, but my wife thinks about, hey, you know, that's gonna be a little bit too big or heavy, you know, you should try using different materials, you know? And she's mostly right most of the times. So she's like the one person I go to when I know I'm probably gonna struggle in a couple of things. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Does cosplay have any effect on your love life?
It doesn't really have any effect on my love life. I mean, it's actually gotten me, I guess, more attention from females because they like the character, they're into this type of stuff. Because I'm a different type of nerd. Like, if you were to see me outside of my suit and everything, you wouldn't expect me to be a nerd. You would think I'm more into sports than I am into tech and things like that.
Right. I feel like once you're married, things kind of happen differently. But I feel like cosplay has affected my love life when me and my wife sit for hours working on things and stuff. It has given us a lot more quality time. Not that we didn't have it before. I'm just saying when we do stuff together, she has come to be more than my best friend. We spend too much time together sometimes, but that's what it is. Cosplay to me, it has helped me have a more healthy and relationship with my wife. We've come to be way closer than we were before.
Mario or Luigi?
Mario.
Gohan or Trunks?
Trunks.
Aquaman or Namor?
Aquaman.
Angel Grove or Gotham?
Gotham.
All right.
Every day. What could you see me cosplaying as in the future?
I could definitely see you cosplaying as like Goku, Trunks, or something like that. You got the hair already, and you can spike it up. Plus, on top of it, you got the height. You know, that height works perfect. You just What could you see me cosplaying as?
You're a fan of Overwatch?
I'm a decent fan of Overwatch.
Okay. I would love to see you cosplay as Doomfist. Your whole persona. He's kind of like Black Panther type of thing, but he's carrying this huge arm. He's really badass. He's like the coolest character right now. So I can see you pull it off because you have the body. You got the confidence. Plus you talk kind of like you're from Africa. You can pull out the accent pretty good. So I could see you doing that.
All right, that's a good one. What advice would you give the childhood you?
Stop focusing on girls and getting to the geekness. I think when we were young, we kind of picked up in things here and there, but when I was a child, I was into sports and girls all the time, and I feel like I missed so much when it comes to TV shows and comics and all that. I wish I would have got a little bit more interested in the past when it comes to that. But other than that, that would be it, really.
Okay.
What about you?
First off, I would tell myself to focus on science. Like, I'm a huge fan of science, and if I could do it all over again, I would definitely be a physicist. Like, I love space and time travel and, you know, the whole science and the ideas behind it, the mathematics, and some of the things that these guys are able to come up with. Like, for example, Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's one of my favorite physicists. Like, if I could go back and do it again, I would definitely try to become like him.
Oh, my experience was great. It was awesome. I love to meet new people, and definitely I got a lot to learn.
Today's experience was absolutely wonderful. I had a good time. I got to meet a lot of really cool people.
Oh, Lovie was, he was great. He seems the type of person I will hang out with. I really like him. Really cool dude.
David's actually cool. He's really talented. I love how he made that glove out of a Cheetos container. To me, that's extremely impressive.
I hope Lovie thought I was a cool guy. Not too weird, maybe. I hope.
I'm not sure what David thought of me. He probably thought, man, this dude's silly. Because I'm constantly cracking jokes. You know, even before we got rolling, I'm singing and dancing and carrying on.
My name is David, and this is Cosplayers Getting Coffee.
My name is Lovie, and this is Cosplayers Getting Coffee.
Are you Batman in asteroids or something? I was like, I'm Batman.